Srivasade Gauri. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 18, Text 30. Athasmin Bhagavan Venya. Prajanam Vrittida Pita.
Prajanam Vriddhati Pita.
Nivasan Kalpayam Chakre.
Nivasan Kalpayam Chakre.
Tatra Tatra Yatharhataha.
Tatra Tatra Yatharta.
Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. To all the citizens of the state, King Pṛthu was as good as a father. Thus, he was visibly engaged in giving them proper subsistence and proper employment for subsistence. After leveling the surface of the globe, he earmarked different places for residential quarters inasmuch as they were desirable. Graman Pura Patanani.
Graman Pura Patanani.
Durgani Vividhani Cha.
Durgani Vividhani Cha.
Goshan Vrajan Sa Shibiran.
Goshan Vrajan Sashibiran.
Akaran Keta Kharvatan.
Nakaran Kheta Kharvatan.
In this way, the king founded many types of villages, settlements, and towns, and built forts, residences for cowherdsmen, stables for the animals, places for the royal camps, mining places, agricultural towns, and mountain villages. So we can see he's expert because he's the emperor of the world. He's allocating for everyone to have a comfortable life. Pṛthor iha nevesa.
Pṛthu iha neva shan.
Pura gramadi kalpana.
Pura Gramadi Kalpana.
Yatha sukham vasanti sma.
Yatha Sukham Vasanti Sma.
Tatra tatra kuto bhaya.
Tatra Tatra Kuto Bhaya.
Before the reign of King Pṛthu, there was no planned arrangement for different cities, villages, pasturing grounds, etc. Everything was scattered, and everyone constructed his residential quarters according to his own convenience. However, from the time of King Pṛthu, plans were made for towns and villages. So the first planned villages and towns is coming from the time of Pṛthu Mahārāja. From this statement, it appears that town and city planning is not new, but has been coming down since the time of King Pṛthu. In India, we can see regular planning methods evident in very old cities. In Srimad Bhagavatam, there are many descriptions of such ancient cities. Even 5,000 years ago, Lord Krishna's capital, Dwarka, was well planned, and similar other cities, Mathura and Hastinapur, now New Delhi, were also planned. Thus, the planning of cities and towns is not a modern innovation, but was existing in bygone ages. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of the 4th canto, 18th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam entitled Pṛthu Mahārāja Notes the Earth Planet. So Prabhupada is pointing out that it's not that in earlier times people did not have the knowledge of how to plan the towns and villages and cities. In fact, they were very civilized. Sometimes we may study that, earlier the civilization was not people were not civilized. But in fact, we can see Vedic civilization, people were very advanced, in fact, knew how to do things properly. Chapter 19, King Pṛthu's 100 horse sacrifices. Maitreya Vachan.
Maitreya Vachan.
Atha Dikshata Raja Tu.
Atha dikshita raja tu
ayameda shatena sa
ayamega shatena sa
brahma varte manoshetre
brahmavarte manushetre
yatra prachi saraswati.
yatra prachi saraswati.
The great sage Maitreya continued, my dear Vidura, King Pṛthu initiated the performance of 100 horse sacrifices at the spot where the river Saraswati flows towards the east. This piece of land is known as Brahmavarta, and it was controlled by Swayambhuva Manu. So in a place called Brahmavarta, where river Saraswati is flowing towards the east, which is controlled by Swayambhuva Manu, King Pṛthu is sitting down. He's organizing 100 Ashwamedha Yagyas. Tat abhipretya Bhagavan
Tad abhipritaya Bhagavan
karma tishayam atmana
karma atishayam atmana
shata kratur na mamurshe
shatakratuna smarmarshe
Prithor Yagya Mahotsavam.
pratho yagya maha utsavam.
When the most powerful Indra, the king of heaven, saw this, he considered the fact that King Pṛthu was going to exceed him in fruitive activities. Thus, Indra could not tolerate the great sacrificial ceremonies performed by King Pṛthu. Now we can see Indra, he's the king of heaven. He's the king of all the demigods. He's seeing that Pṛthu is going to do more horse sacrifices than him. So Pṛthu Mahārāja is going to become more powerful than him. He does not like this idea. He could not tolerate it. In the material world, everyone who comes to enjoy himself or lauded over material nature is envious of others. So Lord Indra, who is the king of the demigods, such a qualified personality, if he gets envious by seeing the advancement of others, what to speak of us? We are just very ordinary human beings. So this is the nature here in the material world. We are envious of each other. And Krishna says that this envy is because of this envy of him. It originates towards this envy we have of each other. The origin of this envy is because we have the original envy towards Krishna. Why is he God? Why am I not God? So as evident from revealed scriptures, Indra was several times envious of many persons. He was especially envious of great fruitive activities and thus the execution of yoga practices or siddhis. Indeed, he could not tolerate them and he desired to break them up. He was envious due to fear that those who perform great sacrifices for the execution of mystic yoga might occupy his seat. So what is he afraid of? That someone else may become Indra. His position might be taken away. It's a fear we all have. Somebody is going to get more powerful than me, then I will become irrelevant. People will replace me. This is Indra's fear. Since no one in this material world can tolerate another's advancement, everyone in the material world is called Matsara, envious. In the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam, it is therefore said that Srimad Bhagavatam is meant for those who are completely nirmatsara, non-envious. Srimad Bhagavatam is Amalam Puranam. Every word of Srimad Bhagavatam is pure devotion. There is no there's no other dharma, artha, kama, moksha. No, it is just pure devotional service. So that's why it's meant for the pure devotees, it's meant for the non-envious. In other words, one who is not free from the contamination of envy cannot advance in Krishna consciousness. So now we have this envy. What can we do? Should we stop reading Bhagavatam? What do we have to
No,
do?
we should. We should read.
Yeah, we should. We
We should
continue
keep
reading.
reading. Yeah.
Yes, reading, and we chant the Hare Krishna
Chanting.
mantra. The more we chant, the more our heart will get purified. And the more we will be able to appreciate Bhagavatam, the more we will be able to relish Bhagavatam. In Krishna consciousness, however, if someone excels another person, the devotee who's excelled thinks how fortunate the other person is to be advancing in devotional service. Such non-envy is typical of Vaikuntha. So what is Vaikuntha life? Means there's no envy of one another. One devotee, if he's seeing the other devotee doing better than him or her, they feel happy. Oh, they're able to serve Krishna better. They're able to serve and make Krishna more happier. So good. They have received the mercy of Guru and Gauranga. Like when the devotees of Lord Chaitanya, when they saw that Rupa Goswami had received the special mercy of Lord Chaitanya. That's the reason Srila Rupa Goswami was able to write about devotional service. He was specifically empowered by Lord Chaitanya to do the service. All the devotees were very happy for him, and they in fact blessed him. Mhm. So also in Brihad Bhagavatamrita, Narad Muni is trying to find out which devotee has received the most mercy. He goes from one devotee to another, and each thinks himself unqualified, and says, "Oh, the other devotee is so much better, that they are doing so much more service, that they've received the special mercy of the Lord." So this is Vaikuntha, non-envy. However, when one is envious of his competitor, that is material. The demigods posted in the material world are not exempt from envy. So the demigods, although they are powerful personalities, they are helping take care of the management of the universe, they are after all still in the material world. So they sometimes they may be in this position of envy. Not to disregard their position, they are really great personalities, they're devotees, very qualified persons, but yet because they are still in the material world, sometimes they may be subject to such envy. Yatra yagyapati sakshat
Yatra yagya prati sakshat
Bhagavan Harir Ishvara
Bhagavan Haririshvara
Anvabhuyata Sarvatma
Anvaya Bhuyata Sarvatma
Sarvaloka Guru Prabhu.
Sarvaloka Guru Prabhu.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, is present in everyone's heart as the Super Soul, and he is the proprietor of all planets and the enjoyer of the results of all sacrifices. He was personally present at the sacrifices made by King Pṛthu. So we have one verse of Bhagavad Gita where Krishna is saying he is the overseer and permitter. Sneha, you want to say that verse for us?
Yeah, sure. उपकृष्टानुमन्ता च भर्ता भोक्ता महेश्वर परमात्मेति चापि देहे अस्मिन् पुरुष परः. Bhagavad
Thank
Gita,
you.
chapter 13, verse 23.
Thank you so much. Yeah. So Krishna himself is saying, yeah, he is the overseer, the permitter, he's the super soul, he's the proprietor, he's the enjoyer, and this personality is here present. In this verse, the word Sakshat is significant. Pṛthu Maharaj was a Shakti-Avesh avatar incarnation of Lord Vishnu. Actually, Pṛthu Maharaj was a living entity, but he acquired specific powers from Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu, however, is directly the Supreme Personality of Godhead and thus belongs to the category of Vishnu Tattva. Maharaj Pṛthu belonged to the Jiva Tattva. The Vishnu Tattva indicates God, whereas the Jiva Tattva indicates the part and parcel of God. When God's part and parcel is specially empowered, he is called Shakti-Avesh Avatar. So, Pṛthu Maharaj, what category is he in?
Jeev Tattva Shaktavesh Avatar.
Satyavesh.
Jiva Tattva, Shakti-Avesh Avatar. That's right. Thank you. He's not Vishnu Tattva. He's not God himself, but he is a living entity empowered by God.
So even Brahma, right? Lord Brahma also, right? He's the Jeev Tattva.
Yeah. Lord Brahma also Jiva Tattva. Well, what happens sometimes when Krishna sees that there is no one capable of becoming Lord Brahma, sometimes he may also become Brahma.
Okay.
But our current Brahmaji, he is a living entity, a Jiva Tattva.
So then also he's also called Satyavesh Avatar.
Brahmaji,
Yeah.
I
Listen to
haven't
me.
specifically heard that.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't specifically heard. Of course, he's in power. He's a Guna avatar.
Guna.
Guna Avatar. Okay.
Yeah, he's
Mm.
Guna avatar because he's in charge of the mode of passion.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Lord Shiva also, right? So Guna Avatar.
Yeah.
And then
Lord
how
Shiva
do we
is
say
also.
for Lord Vishnu? Do we say no? That we
Lord,
don't say, right?
yes,
Guna Avatar.
yes.
Also?
Also, we say yes. But we have to understand that Lord Vishnu, when we are saying that he is in charge of mode of goodness, it's not that he's an ordinary living entity. We have to understand that he is Vishnu Tattva.
Okay. Right.
He is not Jiva Tattva.
He's not. Okay.
Yeah. Lord Vishnu is Vishnu Tattva. So, because Krishna takes many avatars, no? Sometimes he's coming as Guna avatar, Manvantara avatar. In each reign of each Manu, he's taking avatar. Then he comes as, what is that? Yuga avatar, Leela avatar. So many avatars he comes, isn't it? Like Lord Ramachandra, he's one of the Leela avatars. He came to perform this wonderful Leelas. So, yeah. Lord Vishnu is herein described as Hari Ishvara. The Lord is so kind that he takes all miserable conditions away from his devotees. Hari Ishvara. He takes away. What does he take away?
The miseries of all the devotees.
Yeah. Yeah, we are afraid of people who take away things from us. But here, Lord Vishnu is kind. He's taking away our distress, our sins, our suffering, our miserable condition. That's why he's called Hari. He is described as Ishwar because he can do whatever he likes. He is the supreme controller. The supreme Ishvara Purushottam is Lord Krishna. He can do whatever he likes. And this is the reason we get envious of him. And we say, why Krishna can do that? We are not able to understand he's God. So he's Swarat. He is supremely independent. He can do anything he wants. And then we get envy. Oh, why can't I do that? Why am I not God? Why am I not in that position? We're not able to understand who we are, but we just get envious of Krishna. The Supreme Ishwar Purushottam is Lord Krishna. He exhibits his powers as Ishvara or the Supreme Controller when he assures his devotee in Bhagavad Gita 1866, abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reaction, do not fear. So we don't see this. We get envy of Krishna. Why is Krishna God and not me? But what is Krishna saying? that you abandon all your material religions. You just come to me. Take my shelter and I will protect you from everything. Are we able to do that? Are we able to give somebody that guarantee? We ourselves can't protect ourselves. What will we assure another one? You know? But Krishna can. Only Krishna can. He can immediately make his devotee immune from all the reactions caused by sinful life if the devotee simply surrenders unto him. So then Krishna said, okay, surrender unto me. But what does it mean? How do we surrender to Krishna?
Is
We
it through
just choose him.
devotional
By hearing
service?
and chanting, we do the devotional
That's
service and we
That's
surrender.
right. Devotional service. That's right. Lord Chaitanya came to show us personally how to surrender. Chant Hare Krishna. Now, when we begin chanting, we begin our surrender. We are hearing, we are surrendering. So he can make his simply surrenders to him. He makes it all. Yeah. So he's described as Sarvatma, meaning that he's present in everyone's heart as the super soul. And as such, he's the supreme teacher of everyone. So Krishna is in each and everyone's heart. He's the Paramatma. He's the super soul. We are the soul. We are the Jivatma. Krishna is the Paramatma. He's the super soul. So he knows our desires. He knows us. If we are fortunate enough to take the lessons given by Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, our lives immediately become successful. No one can give better instructions to human society than Lord Krishna. So Srila Prabhupada is saying we should follow Krishna's instructions. As Krishna is telling us in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying, surrender unto me. Krishna is not saying surrender into something which is beyond me, inside me, surrender to my knowledge. No, we don't need to overthink anything. We just accept Krishna's words. Krishna is saying, surrender unto me, means the personality. Krishna is a person. Surrender unto him. That's all we have to do. Surrender to Krishna by chanting Hare Krishna, by hearing about him. Any questions or comments?
So we tend to do mistakes, a lot of mistakes, because we are not surrendered, right?
That's right. That's right. We don't want
Like,
to
okay,
surrender to
he's
Krishna.
there,
That's right.
Krishna is
Yes.
there, it's a super soul in our heart, but still we are doing so much of mistakes, so many sins. Sometimes I feel it's because we are not surrendered. We are not, right?
That's right. That's right. Yes. And why we don't surrender? Why? Because we are in ignorance. We are keeping on thinking, I'm the body. We have forgotten our original position, who we really are. And so in ignorance, we don't want to surrender. We become rebellious. And that's the reason we continue to hear and chant, continue to hear and chant, taking shelter of Guru and Gauranga. And gradually, we can get this true knowledge of who we really are.
So the
Yeah, and
13.23 that you did last week, Updrishtam
yes,
Anumantacha Bharata Bhokta Maheshwara, is also referring to this, that Krishna is there in a transcendental enjoyer within ourselves, Supreme Lord. As the proprietor, he exists. He's an overseer. He's a permitter, right? As a super soul, he's there.
yes,
Right?
yes,
It's
yes. That's what Krishna is saying in the Bhagavad Gita. Yes, same we are reading in Bhagavatam.
yeah.
Yes, yes. So then what happens? Because our true position is that we have love for Krishna, and that love has been transformed now into envy. The more we chant, taking shelter of Lord Gauranga, of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then we can revive our love for Krishna. He specifically came to give us Krishna Prema by chanting the holy name. So we take shelter of Lord Chaitanya and we continue chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for listening and obeying it.